Zero DLC. Oh! You're gotta be kidding me! Oh my god!
My body's itching for a
What? What? It's Gaggy! It's Gaggy! Ah! Yo! Yo! Yeah!
What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video, and as you see, they just dropped a trailer for a new character, Shallot, who's from Dragon Ball Legends. And as you see, a lot of YouTubers are kind of gassing this to all hell. They're treating it like it's the second coming of Jesus, but I really am not excited for this character. I'm gonna just call it how I see it. Bandai's just desperate to attract casuals to the game, because right now basically the game is full of sweats, guys. Everyone who's on the game right now is a sweat. I've seen some people say and claim that they're casuals, but man, like, if you're still on Sparking Zero, you are truly a sweat at this point, because there is no content on that game except PvP. So the only thing we have to do is just get as good as possible on the game. But the reality is that the bulk of Dragon Ball fans who would consume content from Bandai and Spike and keep paying for fan service type content are more on games like Xenoverse and Legends than games like Fighter Z and Sparking Zero. And this edition of Shallot, who's basically a character that I don't give a shit about, but apparently has a huge fan base, just lets me know that I'm kind of out of touch with the current Dragon Ball fan base. And looking back in hindsight, this 100% is the reason the game was so cheese when it came out. Perception being busted and Instaspark being so prevalent in the game is starting to look a lot more like an intentional choice by the devs, so that they could keep, you know, Dragon Ball Legends fans on the game longer, because, and it's no surprise that as they made it more competitive, those fans just fell off a cliff and went somewhere else. But my question to Bandai is, do they really think that releasing Shallot is gonna keep Dragon Ball Legends fans on this game? I mean, I know we live in a bubble where we already know how to play the game and we know all the exploits and tech and all that stuff, but for people trying to learn this game right now, the barrier of entry is crazy. I mean, if you don't know the exploits, if you don't know the tech, you're about to get straight killed even on quick play. I mean, the level of even B ranks right now is just on another level compared to just like a casual player trying to come in. 100%, that is why they were trying to develop Legendary Warrior Face-Off, because this game is in desperate need of some PvE content to keep those players enticed and on the game, because if you only have PvP, those players are truly just gonna get destroyed and go back to their casual game, Dragon Ball Legends, etc. And like I've said before, we don't need any more characters, okay? The characters are kind of like the draw, but there's nothing here to keep the casual player on the game once they get here. And I know we live in the PvP bubble in the Sparking community, but honestly, I think the only way to truly revive this game is to add more casual modes at this point. If this game had multiple raid missions coming out weekly with interesting rewards like outfits, auras, accessories, and stuff like that, I actually believe players like Rhyme Style, Afro Senju, or even Slow Plays here would be on this game. I mean, I know Slow Plays covers the game, but let's be honest, guys, he doesn't play this game. He doesn't even know the mechanics of this game. He just goes over it for content and views, but really, like, he doesn't play this game, okay? Now, Lushik does, so he's in the intro, but he's actually nice at the game and knows the mechanics and all that stuff. He's excused for acting that way, but Slow Plays, really, why are you getting excited over Sparking Zero when you don't even play the game? Now, as far as how the game has developed thus far, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure why they made it more competitive over time if their actual goal is to attract casuals. Honestly, from a player standpoint, I think the changes were good for us, but from a business standpoint, it just ensured that players like me are gonna absolutely destroy any casual player that comes along this game if they don't know what they're doing. So, I mean, I'm not really sure why they did that, but my only answer is that they had to appease the only audience that was left after most of the player base left, and that was just the PvP sweats. That's the only one who's left on this game, so they had to appease them if they didn't want their game to completely die. But in my opinion, Bandai is just desperate right now to try to attract casuals again, and they think that dropping fan service will help somehow, but truly they're missing the point because there's no content here to keep the casual player on, like I mentioned. So they need to focus on casual content heavy. I'm talking multiple raid bosses, outfits, auras, maps, especially non-competitively viable maps with interesting structures and architecture. All the shit that we, the sweats, don't care about, that's the actual thing that's gonna revive this game and keep it alive long term. But right now, the way they're developing content for this game is very one-sided. They're only dropping characters over and over and over again, and as we know, the definition of insanity is committing the same mistake and looking for a different result. And right now, it just seems like Bandai is going a little insane in my opinion. Now, mechanically, I think the biggest culprit for the game being not casual friendly is the nerf to super counter. Before, we used to be able to kind of spam super counter, and that would give the casual player an opportunity to kind of compete with the sweaty player, but they nerfed it, so now it's way harder to super counter, and once you're getting hit from the back, you're basically stuck in jail unless you're able to super counter. And then nerfing the Insta Spark was a good change because it was just so cheese, but that's another mechanic that kind of helped casuals compete with the skilled player. And then another thing is the Z-Burst Dash nerf was also a way that casuals got kind of shafted mechanically, because Z-Burst Dash is just a free approach option basically. You don't have to be good at neutral to just press Z-Burst Dash, and after they nerfed it, I think the casuals just didn't have anything to go on or anything to compete with, and they just left the game, honestly. Like I said, from a player standpoint who likes fighting games, I like the changes, but from a casual standpoint and a business standpoint, I think that's actually what kind of killed the game, which is why I'm on record on this channel saying that the base game was kind of more, it was a better game for most people. Now, is there any way that they're gonna reverse that? I feel like if they reverse that, they might piss off a lot of the diehard fans on Sparking Zero, because I feel like anyone left on Sparking Zero at this point is a diehard fan, because there's just no content on this game. If you're still playing this game, it's because you actually love the game. As much as I complain about this game, I actually do love Sparking Zero as a game. If not, I wouldn't be playing it, guys. So I hope they don't reverse mechanics to make it more casual, or if they do, they need to be very smart about it, because if they bring back any sort of cheese that was already patched out, the diehard fan is gonna be really pissed off. But let me know what you think about this new character, Shallot. Are you excited about this character, or do you agree with me that really we don't need any more characters in this game, guys? We need to really address the lack of content, and they're missing the entire point. Let me know if you agree with that in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.